Welcome to All Grown Up Now, Tales of a Checkered Past. I'm Kenneth D. King, podcasting from my studio near Union Square in New York City. This podcast is an evolution of the tale, All Grown Up Now, A Friendship in 3 Acts. This is Season 2, and it's called Tales of a Checkered Past. It's a collection of short stories from my salad days on up to the present. In each podcast, another self-contained story will be presented. These podcasts will be broadcast bi-weekly, so you get 2 a month. Enjoy. For episode 71, I'm offering a very short little story called My Athletic Ability. I hope you enjoy it. I was talking to one of the guys at the gym this morning. He was talking about the basketball games that seem to be going on every day. He plays in a lot of them. "Why don't you join us sometime?" he asked. I told him that I avoided athletic activity for a couple of reasons. Firstly, my fortune depends on my head, my eyes, and my hands. Anything that might put them in danger is off limits. He showed me his hands. "You can say that again," he said. "I've broken every finger." Ow. The other reason that I don't join in, I'm not so athletic. I'm the only one I know who got a C in gym class. When it happened, Miss Ann was incredulous. "How can you get a C in gym class?" she shouted after viewing the report card. The short answer was, well, I tried. For any team sport, I was always the last picked. During activities like parallel bars, tumbling, or the horse, I always drifted to the back of the line, so I never got up for my turn. My gym teacher was being kind when he gave me a C. As a grown-up, I discovered what I call Gay Boy Summer Camp in upstate New York. It's something I didn't get to do when I was young, go to summer camp, that is. Most of my friends joke that I don't know what to do if there's no pavement, but quite unlike me, I rather enjoyed it. At summer camp, I discovered my athletic ability: high heels. They had a drag closet there with quite a few pairs of high heels in a variety of sizes. And since I was among sympathetic people, I decided that I would wear heels whenever possible. While wearing them, I discovered that I can manage a high heel on all sorts of terrain. And as a bonus, my legs look fabulous in them. As a result, whenever I went to camp, I spent most of my time walking around in the high heels. At one of the camps, we had a ballroom dancing class, and I discovered that I, too, was like Ginger Rogers. I could dance, and to paraphrase Ginger, I could do everything backwards in high heels. This gave me immense satisfaction. One of the traditions they have at camp is the talent show. Now, I'm not a joiner generally, but I decided one time that I'd try to do a little stand-up comedy. All the guys were aflutter, deciding what in the drag closet they would tart themselves up with and what wild wigs and makeup abuse they could engage in. But that wasn't my style. I had an outfit in mind, but I didn't want to spoil the surprise. So when they asked what I would be wearing, I would just look and say, "You'll see." The night of the show, I got ready out of view of the others. My inspiration was Judy Garland in summer stock. Just a black jacket, bare chest, lots of leg, and really good high heels. It was a good look for me. My thinking was that if I bombed, I'd distract them with my legs. When I walked into the room, all talk stopped. One of the young guys looked me up and down and said, "Wow, you look hot." "I know," I replied, and strutted off. Before the show, the MC put the word out. Everyone got 8 minutes. That was plenty of time. I was in the lower third of the show. A few minutes before the show started, this man ran up to me, agitated. He was right before me in the lineup. The poor man was hyperventilating. I need more than 8 minutes, he gasped. I'm multi-talented. I need more time. Why are you telling me? I asked. I don't have any control over this. What do you need me to do? I can't do anything. So he walked off, mumbling. The show was going swimmingly, and then it was Mr. Multi-Talented's turn. He walked up and began arguing with the MC about the time limit. Now, at first, everyone thought it was part of his act, but the MC's reaction told everyone that it wasn't. You could feel the audience cringe. This train had just gone off the rails. Multi-Talented walked over to the piano, pulled out a cassette recorder, pushed the play button, and sat down to the piano. And he began to mimic playing the piano. Yes, mimic playing the piano. Now, at first, there were a few chuckles because it seemed we were being set up for a joke. But he kept going on and on and on and on. All the guys started shifting uncomfortably in their chairs. Now, this is very bad of me, but while everyone else was squirming in their seats, cringing, I just thought, keep going! Keep going! The longer you keep this up, the better I'm going to look! That was bad of me. Finally, after what seemed like 3 years, he finished. There was a collective sigh of relief and some polite golf applause. And then I was up. I sashayed up to the mic like a supermodel, receiving a few wolf whistles along the way, because I did look hot. Picking the microphone up off the stand, I posed, showing my legs, to whistles. I looked over the crowd. I'll be short because I am when I'm not wearing these high heels, I said. And there was much laughter. And I was short. I made the entire performance play in under a minute. And when I strode off to enthusiastic applause, I knew that had gotten the train back on the track. Another tradition at camp is a game called Cornhole. Now, I actually heard about this game from some straight people, and apparently they didn't know about the word cornhole or where it had originally come from. It's a beanbag toss game for those of you who haven't heard of it. But we gay boys can call it cornhole. You figure that out. So, there's a tournament for the cornhole game, and against my protests, I was urged to play. Now, as I said earlier, I have no athletic ability aside from wearing the high heels. So imagine my surprise when I actually started winning. Then there came the round when I was paired with a rather obnoxious man. If he weren't at camp, I would have assumed he was straight. He was one of those, I'm going to kick your ass, I'm going to kick your ass kinds of guys. You know, too much testosterone, tiny penis. Personally, I didn't care whether I won or not. It was just such a surprise that I could actually hit the hole with the beanbag. Or rather, I didn't care whether I won or not until he came along. This guy was so obnoxious, it just rankled me. And he kept at it all that day, bragging to everyone who would listen right in front of me that he was going to kick my ass. So, at the appointed time, I showed up, wearing heels, on the grass. Or more specifically, mules, clear acrylic stripper mules. I figured I could hose them down later to get off the mud and the grass stains. I didn't want to muddy up my good shoes. He, of course, had a good laugh about it, implying that I had handicapped myself so I could save face when he kicked my ass. We agreed to a 2 out of 3. A small crowd gathered just to see how badly he was going to kick my ass. It only took 2 games. And yes, I kicked his ass wearing heels. Or more specifically, mules, clear acrylic stripper mules, on the grass. I lost to the next guy I was paired with, but no matter. I didn't care. It was the obnoxious one who I had to beat. For the rest of the time at camp, whenever I'd see him, I'd remind him, I kicked your ass wearing heels. Wearing heels on the grass, I kicked your ass. Oh, and did I mention that I kicked your ass? Because you know what? I kicked your ass. And that's the extent of my athletic ability, wearing high heels. Thanks for listening. You can get the audiobook All Grown Up Now on iTunes, Audible, and Amazon, or from my website, allgrownupnow.com. You can subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play. If you have any questions, you can reach me through the website, allgrownupnow.com. You can follow me on Instagram at Kenneth D. King, on Facebook at Kenneth D. King Design, or on my main website, kennethdking.com.